Ladies and gentlemen, allow me first of all to thank to the Chinese Institute for Innovation and Development Strategies for the invitation to participate in this 2021 conference, Understanding China. Indeed, one cannot make a serious analysis of the changing geopolitics today without thinking about China that has emerged as a strong global leader, asserting itself on the global political stage, including through culture, intercultural dialogue, through supporting UNESCO in its quest that culture is recognized as an important driver of sustainable development and social inclusion. In 2017, during the Belt and Road Summit, which I was happy to attend in my capacity as Director General of UNESCO at the time, President Xi Jinping presented the project of the century and said in his opening speech, "Spanning thousands of miles in years, the ancient Silk routes embody the spirit of peace and cooperation, openness and inclusiveness, mutual learning and mutual benefit. We should foster a new type of international relations featuring win-win cooperation, and we should forge partnerships of dialogue with no confrontation and friendship rather than alliance." This aspiration resonates deeply with my experience at UNESCO. I was privileged to open the session on the people-to-people exchange. The Belt and Road Initiative and its focus on cultural exchanges, on cooperation in education, in the sciences, should be seen as a renewal of the ancient Silk Road, which seeks to build trust, confidence, and understanding between peoples and countries along its route, as another soft power infrastructure to shape more inclusive and peaceful societies, to respect diversity. Already in 1988, UNESCO launched its integral study of the Silk Roads, Roads of Dialogue project, to highlight the complex cultural interactions which arose from the encounters along the Silk Roads. It was an important corridor for trade and cultural exchanges from the 2nd century before Christ to the 16th century AD. Over millennia, the wondrous story of the Silk Road has been one of encounters between people, cultures, religions, and knowledge. It linked multiple civilizations and facilitated far-reaching exchanges of activities in trade, religious beliefs, scientific knowledge, technological innovation, cultural practices, and art. These encounters have shaped civilizations over the ages, catalyzing inventions, fertilizing intellectual scholarship. They gave birth to literary and scientific treasures, to traditions and artistic practices that have been passed across generations. These find echo in the hundreds of World Heritage sites that lie along the Silk Road, from Xi'an to Venice, passing through Samarkand, Balkh, and Baghdad. I'm proud that during my tenure as Director General of UNESCO in 2014, one of the largest World Heritage sites, Silk Road, Routes Network of Changjiang-Tianshan Corridor, was inscribed on the World Heritage List. About 5,000 kilometers long, it represents 33 components in China, 8 in Kazakhstan, and 3 in Kyrgyzstan, capital cities and palace complexes of various empires and Han kingdoms, trading settlements, Buddhist cave temples, pagodas in cities, ancient paths, post houses, passes, beacon towers, sections of the Great Wall, fortifications, tombs, and religious buildings and ruins in remote, inaccessible deserts. The Tian Shan Corridor is an extraordinary example of world history, of how dynamic channel linking civilizations and cultures across the Eurasian continent realized the broadest and most long-lasting interchange among civilizations and cultures. It shows also the profound influence of trade on the settlement structure of the landscape through the development of towns and cities, through water management systems that exist in some places, through the extensive networks of forts, beacon towers, way stations, and caravanserai that accommodated travelers, through the sequence of Buddhist shrines and cave temples, and through the manifestations of other religions, such as Zoroastrianism, Manichaeism, Nestorian Christianity, and Islam, that resulted from the cosmopolitan, multi-ethnic communities that organized and benefited from the high-value trade. All these are the reasons for the decision of the World Heritage Committee to inscribe it under 7 years of hard work of experts from many countries. And I could see the important work done by the Chinese experts when I visited in August 2015 the Shaanxi Provincial Historical Museum in Xi'an, which hosts the International Council of Monuments and Sites International Conservation Center. The Silk Road tells a story of human progress, driven by mutual learning. And it reminds us no culture has ever flourished in isolation. Civilizations influence and enrich each other, growing stronger as they are more inclusive. The Belt and Road Initiative taps into this heritage to open new opportunities for development and prosperity. It builds on the strong commitment of China to the protection of heritage and to promote culture as a force of development and social inclusion. With its long history, China has rich and diverse cultural and intangible heritage. Opera, the Chinese shadow puppetry, Chinese calligraphy, Chinese paper cut, and many, many other intangible heritage inscribed on the list, as well as the most emblematic pages of Chinese history, the Summer Palace, the Temple of Heaven, and the imperial places of the Ming and Qing dynasties in Beijing, or the Great Wall. China has shown us once again that when a nation wakes up, it always starts with cultural awareness. China has found that culture is now an important source of national cohesion and creativity, a pillar of socioeconomic development. Allow me to go back and to recall the historic visit in UNESCO in 2014 of President Xi Jinping, who affirmed, and I quote, that we live in a world with different cultures, ethnic groups, skin colors, religions, and social systems, and the people of various countries have become now members of an intimate community of shared destiny. This is our interdependence. This is a reality that we live every day, and we see that we need new skills and competencies in order to live together in a world of diversity, complexity, and rapid change. It is because of the importance of this moment today, when we are confronting a global pandemic that threatens achievements of the sustainable development in the last 20 years, that we have seen another dangerous phenomenon, the unleashed tsunami of hate speech, xenophobia, and mistrust in the world of the United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres, that we need indeed to foster again the spirit of intercultural dialogue, of constant exchange, of peace, of mutual respect and tolerance. We need to revisit the history of the Silk Road with its exchange, enrichment, respect that gave rise to values of community, to the values of sharing, a community of shared prosperity. Thank you for your attention.